Welcome to the Collins versus Lorente 2 press conference. Score to settle. The name, it's all in the name. Last time out, when these two men met in the ring, they both left unsatisfied. They both left thinking that they'd done enough to win. Today, we get to hear from both men in the lead-up to the highly anticipated rematch. And I'm lucky enough to have today with me the voice of boxing, Mr. Adam Smith. Adam, how are you?
I'm very good. Always pleased to be back north of the border. Scottish boxing is, well, it's got this long history. Fantastic fighters that have come from these parts. Back in the day, of course, Jim Watt, my former colleague, was a wonderful fighter. Ken Buchanan, and Gary Jacobs and Scott Harris and Alex Arthur, who's here today. Ricky Burns, of course, Josh Taylor lighting this place up so many times. So a really important night, I think, this for Nathaniel Collins on April the 17th, because coming off that draw, that controversial draw as well, I think he needs to stamp his authority and keep the big nights happening in Scotland. There's something special about fight fans here.
There is, and like you said, that retirement of Josh Taylor, it has left a little bit of a void in the Scottish scene. Do you think that Nathaniel could be the man to take that mantle? Well,
he should be. I think it was all set up for him back in the autumn. You know, he was, I think people thought he'd deal with Cristobal Lorente, he'd come through it. But, you know, he learned a hard lesson that night. He was on top in the fight. I think he was too keen on trying to get his power punches off, and whether it was a slight stamina thing, whether it was the Spaniard coming back at him, utilising his seasoning, his experience, the fact he'd fought away from home, and he was maybe better than his record suggested. It was really, really tight at the end. So Nathaniel's got and he has, I think, gone back to the drawing board, but he's going to be the flag bearer, right? He's the guy. He's undefeated. He's the nightmare. He's exciting. He's a southpaw. He's got a great story behind him. His recovery from very serious health issues. He's very popular, and he's got to sway the whole load of young fighters coming through on his card. So, but yeah, they need a talisman at the top, and since Josh Taylor's has retired, there is a vacancy.
Do you think Lorente might be coming into this fight feeling a little bit disrespected, because there is this vibe that this is ultimately Collins' fight to win? So do you think Lorente might be feeling a little bit disrespected?
I know they felt they should have had the win last time. They were very disappointed. They thought it was a clear win for their man. Look, I thought Collins sort of won the first half and Lorente the second half, so it was close. And that sixth round was unbelievable, by the way. One of the rounds of the year last year, so we could have that again. Look, they start off again, round 13, and I think, coming from Barcelona and having fought out in Italy, having fought here before, I think he's going to be full of confidence again. But he is what he is. He's a very talented, seasoned, good operator. Is he world class? Well, this is a final eliminator for Bruce Carrington's WBC title. So if Cristobal's to come through on April the 17th, then he's the next in line. And he's undefeated. He's got 3 draws on the record, but he's not been beaten yet. Has been down. I think he can feel that he's been slightly overlooked here, but I think all eyes, certainly in Scotland, are whether Nathaniel Collins can get the job done seriously this time, because if he does, then there's a big story growing here.
Yeah, like you said, both men thought they did enough to win. Right now, we're going to throw to the interview where Collins tells us what he thought of the fight.
Nathaniel, let me bring you in here. Your reaction, please, to the draw tonight.
Mate, thank you everybody for coming out. Let's make sure these nights come back. Let's go. No way that was a draw. Genuinely, I don't think it was. There was close rounds. They were my fault because I was trying to load up because I hurt them. But other than that, on the rounds I decided to take off and recover, he never done anything. I still controlled the distance, and he caught me with shitey wee jabs, but it was nothing. So in my opinion, I won that fight.
And his opinion's the same. Everyone ringside, all the commentary team, they did have you winning tonight.
I'm not going to comment on what the commentary thinks, or the only opinion that matters is the judges. There's loads of people online that will have their opinion both ways, but you know, in my heart, a draw is as bad as a loss to me. I've got ambitions to be a world champion, and that performance wasn't good enough, apparently. So, you know, I need to set my levels up again and again. So it's just a lesson to me.
If you fight again, what would you do differently if there was a rematch, which he sounds up for, by the way?
Yeah, mate, I'm up for a rematch as well. I would just stick to my boxing. I tried too hard to get him out there. I was at home. I was trying to put on a devastating knockout for the fans, and I thought he was away in the 7th, and mate, he's a tough guy, so, you know, next time I would just box the head off him. It would have been easy if I just boxed the head off him. I tried too hard to impress everybody here, and, you know, I've learned from my mistakes tonight, so...
So there we have it, a frustrated, to say the least, Nathaniel Collins. We are now joined by the former British Commonwealth, European and world champion, Mr. Alex Arthur Sr. Alex, tell us, he thought he did enough to win, but at the same time he was frustrated with his performance. What's he going to be looking to go out there and do this time round?
I think next time round he really needs to use his skills a little bit more. Nathaniel's a fantastic boxer. He's a southpaw. And if he uses his attributes correctly, I think he can make this fight relatively easy for himself. He got dragged into an absolute brawl last time. It was great for the fans. Everyone loved it. I mean, it was even good, you know, as an ex-Scottish champion, to watch a Scottish lad in a top brawl. But Nathaniel just needs to rely on his ability. He's an unbelievably good boxer. He's got fantastic timing, he's got great balance, and his punch selection is great as well. So I think if he uses all those attributes, he can make this fight quite comfortable.
Hasn't he got a wonderful voice? I tell you what, he was a wonderful fighter. We had some amazing times with this man. And you're right, you're absolutely right. Nathaniel just did get drawn in, and I think if he uses his technical ability, he knows that, and goes back to the drawing board and just implements the tactics. But he knows also, that was what he said afterwards, Ruth, in the interview, about, he didn't really hit me and I should have won the fight. I think he's probably looked back at it and thought, I can do a lot better than that. Yeah. So I think it's a bit of a wake-up call for him.
And like you said, obviously people wanted Nathaniel to box a different fight. When you listen to his corner, even his corner were reading him the right act. They wanted him to box. But are we slightly downplaying here how resilient, how composed Lorente was in that fight?
Oh no, he was fantastic. There's no doubt about that. And he managed to drag Nathaniel into like an unforgiving brawl. And Nathaniel accommodated him, like most of us Scottish boys like to do when we can stick to our boxing. As soon as we get threatened by a fight, we jump right in there and say, let's have it. That's part of our character and our personalities. So I think, I think Navarrete done a great job of dragging Nathaniel into his kind of fight, and Nathaniel kind of fell for it. So this time, I think he needs to try and revert to his boxing, and he'll be a lot more comfortable, I think.
Yeah, thank you, Alex. I'm going to keep you with me. I'm going to let you go up to that top table, and we're going to join you in a moment.
See you in a bit.
There we go. So, I just wanted to talk to you about a few more things about that fight. Do you think this time round Nathaniel would have learned his lesson and he'll be able to keep it calmer and box?
Yeah, you would like to think so. I mean, you know yourself that, experience fighting someone on a particular occasion, you take a lot away from that, win, lose or draw. And any good fighter can readapt, and make changes to their repertoire and what they have in their arsenal. And I think Nathaniel will do that. And I think we'll see a different Nathaniel Collins on this night coming up. I really do. I don't think he'll be anything like he was last time. I think he'll still have bouts off fighting. I do think that's going to happen.
We'll still see that, Scott.
Yeah. But I think we'll probably see him step to his right a little bit more. I think he'll try and bring the tough Spaniard on to his heavier shots, for instance his bolo shot, which he throws fantastically well. Some of the lads up here would call him the Scottish Lomachenko. He's brilliant at that punch, and I think that's the kind of thing that we'll see Nathaniel do in this fight. A lot more counter punching the first time, in my opinion. Let's see, you never know.
Since Nathaniel's last fight, the featherweight landscape has changed quite a lot. Now the WBC champion is Shushu Bruce Carrington. Nick Ball is no longer the WBA champion. For Nathaniel to get into that mix, this fight, he's got to win it, hasn't he?
It's crucial. He has to not just win, in my opinion, but win very well. And he has to look very dominant. No matter what way he chooses to do that, by boxing or by fighting or whatever tactics he chooses, he has to look dominant and really show the world that he belongs at that level, which we believe he does.
Yeah.
I believe he does. I believe Nathaniel is a real world-class fighter, and I think that he has to really make that apparent this time. Yeah.
Alex, thank you so much for joining us.
No problem.
We're going to throw up to Adam and the fighters at the top table.
Thank you very much, and a very warm welcome. Sunny weather in Glasgow as well. Terrific. Another super show upon us as Queensberry present a fabulous Friday night, April the 17th, the date for your diaries, live on the global home of boxing, DAZN, and we're just over 6 weeks away on March the 4th, which is today, 20 years to the day, when Frank promoted arguably our greatest ever British fighter's greatest ever performance. Remember Joe Calzaghe? His domination of Jeff Lacey 20 years ago today. World titles on the line that night. Still the dream of the extremely talented duo of home favourite Nathaniel Collins and Spain's excellent Cristobal Lorente as they meet in a score to settle. It's also a final eliminator for Bruce Carrington's WBC Featherweight title. 6 months on from that terrific 12 rounds we saw just over at Bray Head. And here by the River Clyde at the OVO, the wonderful OVO Hydro just behind us, a rematch that had to happen after the split draw. Both remained undefeated. It's a combined 41-fight record undefeated. Who's going to move forward? It was a cracking fight last time. Remember that 6th round? I think one of the rounds of the year. What happens next? I'm going to go to Nathaniel first. Great to see you a few months on. Just been hearing your interview last time where you felt you won it. It was a draw. Obviously, you've had time since then. Have you got to go back and reassess? Tactically, do you want to do it a lot differently this time around?
Yeah, definitely. I think last time I let my heart rule over my head. You know, the crowd kind of took over and my boxing ability went out the window, and it was an all-out, you know, show for the fans in a war. But skill-wise, boxing ability-wise, I'm better than this guy in every department. So, you know, fair play, came and done what he done last time, and I let him do that. But this time it's going to be a completely different story.
Do you think it is a key night now? You're 29, deep into your career. There's opportunities. Josh Taylor's retired, and there is a space for that figurehead, I guess, of Scottish boxing. Is it really important, this fight, maybe more than any others in your career so far?
Thanks for reminding everybody how old I am, or getting.
We're young still.
30 this year is it's touch and go. Yeah, definitely. I've spoken about it my whole career. You know, living up to the names that I watched coming through, Scott Harrison, Alex, that's over there that spoke earlier, Ricky Burns, Josh, all people that this country and especially Glasgow got behind. So I'm next in line.
Yeah, super nights, weren't they? Hello to Alex over there. What a fantastic fighter he was. Ricky Burns, 3-weight champion. I enjoyed Gary Jacobs, Scott Harrison, Josh Taylor, so many, and spent so much time with Jim Watt, of course. Wonderful times up here. But there is in Cristobal Lorente a fighter that is well-travelled, that came over last time. And I guess the first question for Cristobal is, do you feel that you should have got the decision 6 months ago, that you won that fight fair and square and that the judges were wrong?
Bueno, creo que la primera pelea fue increíble, entonces la gente, el público de Glasgow se merecía ver la segunda parte.
In the first match was incredible, and the people of Glasgow needs a second part. I'm more angry this time, and this time I'm gonna be for the victory.
More angry because of the result last time and the fact that it was a draw?
Sí, tanto. Creo que demostré que estoy en un nivel muy superior al de Collins, sobre todo a la parte del sufrimiento, y considero que va a ser el asalto 13. Vamos a continuar con nuestro plan y vamos a realizar ese asalto que nos faltó.
That's the 13th round for me because it's the round I don't have in the other fight. Really, I am better than him because I have a bigger heart than them.
A bigger heart. Nathaniel Collins says that this time he will outbox you, that he will get the victory. It will be very clear. What's your attitude coming into this? It's an eliminator, a final eliminator for the world title. Does Cristobal have to be even better this time around?
Pues me encuentro mucho mejor que la anterior. Hemos tenido más tiempo de preparación y ya conocemos a Collins, ya conocemos al rival. Le hemos perdido un poco ese respeto y ahora ese respeto me lo tiene él a mí.
I'm in best shape than the other time. We have more time to prepare this fight. In the first fight, I have a lot of respect for them, but now he have the respect for me.
Great line, great line. We'll come back to the main event a little bit later. I just want to tell you about this stunning card that Queensberry have put on. It's a really fantastic and deep night of boxing on April the 17th. There's a couple of British title fights on the line, which is terrific. Dylan Arbuckle, 9-0. Nico Leivars, undefeated as well in 8. They will be contesting the British Super Bantamweight title. And there's a couple of other really fantastic matches. We're going to get to them shortly. I just want to go from the outsides in. I'm going to start with a guy I really like at the end of the table on my left. He was a brilliant amateur, cleaned up top level. Reece Lynch made his professional debut at the Hydro nearly a year ago. I saw you a few hours ago, I think it felt like anyway, at Derby. I watched you ringside, I think collect victory number 3. There seems to be a lot of talent from you coming into these pro ranks. Is this the opportunity, fighting on these big shows, the big Queensberry events, and keeping regularly active, Reece?
Yeah, definitely. It's all about staying active as well. So a big thank you, obviously, to Queensberry, the likes of Nathaniel and Cristobal Lorente for bringing these big shows up here and keeping boys like me active.
What are you looking for in 2026? Is it that different sort of journeyman fights, the different styles, and I guess the difference to being a top amateur, because some people say it's a completely different sport?
Yeah, it's getting the kind of developing into the pro style and getting the blend of both, making them both work together. And it's obviously just getting that experience and getting ready for these big fights, these big title fights that will come pretty soon down the line. Obviously, I feel like I've got the ability to compete against some of the top boys, so it's just getting that experience and getting there and pushing on, getting the rankings to then be able to fight for these titles.
And do you feel you can, like as an amateur, go the whole way?
Yeah, definitely. I've been there and done it as an amateur, so it's just about making a statement, making a mark as a pro.
And before I leave you, what about all the other sort of hot prospects around Scotland now? It's a fantastic time, isn't it? You're all coming through together.
Yeah, definitely. There's lots of big talents in Scotland now. Like Marcus beside me as well, both for the same gym. And then all these other lads as well, Nathaniel, you've got your Drews, even like other people as well. You've got your Sam Hickeys and stuff like that in different camps. So, yeah, it's a bright future, bright future for Scotland.
Well, you pretty much introduced your next door neighbour there, Marcus Sutherland, youngster, 10-0 with 6 knockouts. I think you're just 21 still, and you keep sort of putting these first round finishes in. You're exciting all of us. It's a fan-friendly style. It's a style, I guess, you feel is going to go a long way in this sport.
Yeah, definitely. For me, it's just about keeping that momentum going. just building it up and taking the fights as they come.
What will we see on April the 17th from you, Marcus? Is it a case of, again, a little bit like Reece was saying, working out these different opponents at this stage, or do you want to keep making a highlight reel, I guess?
Yeah, definitely. I've shown that I can get people out of there early. So with the way my camp's been going, and as Reece said, we're all bouncing off each other in the gym. So with the way it's been going, anyone can go. As you say, I've got a fan-friendly style. I believe that my style gets arses on seats and people are going to want to keep watching me. So, yeah, definitely.
That's a big tick in the right box, isn't it? Getting the fans out and the entertainment. And I guess you'll bring a whole load more on April the 17th, and they'll be excited for you and for the journey.
Yeah, definitely. And I just want to thank Queensberry for these opportunities, these big nights, and all of the support that comes to watch me. I bring a lot of support, and I feel like that's just building every time with the momentum as well. I feel that that's just growing every fight. So, yeah, it's been unreal.
And finally, do you think your development's going at the right pace? You say, thanks to Queensberry getting you out on these cards. And when are we going to see you in the bigger fights, the bigger tests? Because as an amateur, like the others, you are excellent. So I'm sure your expectations are very high, Marcus.
Yeah, for me, I feel like I'm ready just now, but it's just down to my management and my team to pick the right fights, the right risks at the right times. But yeah, I'll be ready soon for these big fights, and I'm just building my way up, getting the right opposition at the right times, as I say, and the fights are getting harder each time, so I'm preparing to the best I can, definitely.
If you haven't seen Reece and Marcus, very different styles, but both very, very exciting. Let's go to the other end of the table. There's some big names over there. Alex Arthur Jr. I've mentioned your dad already, one of my favourites in this sport. What a legend he was. You're following in the footsteps, which I guess, like we've seen with the Eubanks, the Benz, adds a little bit of pressure, but also it gets you on these big cards as well. Alex, you're undefeated. How do you feel your career is going so far?
I feel like it's good. I feel like I've been making steady progression and improving with each fight. I only had 28 amateur fights, and most of them from about the halfway stage were all international. So in the amateurs it was very deep end quite soon. So I'm enjoying learning my craft as I go and improving with each fight in the professional ranks, as opposed to rushing things in the amateurs.
Are you enjoying things with your dad, or is it difficult? Are you trying to sort of live up to him, or you just want to...
It's got its ups and downs. Highs and lows. In the gym it's great. When we get back home it can be a bit of a pain in the ass.
Can he?
Especially when he sits and he's got an ice cream problem.
Okay.
So you see he sits and eats a full tub a night.
Just one?
One full tub of Ben & Jerry's every night. So now, because we're about 6 weeks out for the fight, it's not so bad, but as the weeks start to get closer to the fight and I get closer to making the weight, it starts to frustrate the life of me.
Yeah, I'm sure you can't touch the ice cream then, but you will.
I'd say much though, because I still think he'd have me.
You're one of three boys, the brothers. You've all been, I guess, sort of boxing or in that water since you were young. Did you think you'd always be a pro fighter, and what are the ambitions?
Well, now that I'm here, I feel like I can go all the way. I feel like I'm getting better all the time. Learning at my own pace and in my own time. My younger brother, middle brother, he's got nothing to do with boxing. He can't even stand it. Can't be in the room when we talk about it. He just leaves. And then my youngest brother, Macon, he's been boxing since he was like 5. So boxing's always been the topic of conversation in our house. And yeah, we're just all going at our own times, I suppose. Yeah,
I hear one of them's in the financial world and the other one's going to be in our world pretty soon.
Yeah,
he's pretty good.
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's go back to you. What are we going to see April the 17th in the next step of the junior journey?
Well, it's going to be my first 6-rounder, which I'm looking forward to. I've been looking forward to the longer durations of the fights and continuing to just build and progress. I think I'll look tremendous in my next fight. I feel like I've been getting better and better each fight, and I'll be rocking up to the Hydro to put on a good show.
Do you want to introduce your next door neighbour, just like they did the other end?
Well, this here is young Drew Limond.
Drew, another one with a famous surname. I adored your dad, a wonderful fighter, a wonderful human being. You're now carving your own journey. You're young. You've started brilliantly as well, as all the others have here. I guess the same thing to you. What are the ambitions, the expectations? What sort of pressure do you put on yourself, and how excited are you to be here?
I don't really put too much pressure on myself. I just go out there and I perform to the best of my ability, and when I'm at my best, I think that's enough.
Undefeated in 5 so far. How have you found those early opponents in the pro ranks?
Good. It was just about, I'm only 19, so it was about just getting used to fighting grown men, tough men, but it's been fine. Just learning about trying to break them down a bit as well now, so other than that, it's been spot on.
I was about to say that you are still just 19, 21, I think Marcus over there. You guys are turning pro very early, very quickly now. What is it? Is it the excitement? Is it that you just want to get some money in the bank? Is it the fact that you feel you've got the style to really impress?
I didn't know we were getting paid for this. I boxed with the Scotland team, and I just it was nothing to do with them. I just was finding I love with amateur boxing. So I just thought, it's just time to kind of turn over now and announce myself in the pro scene.
And for those who haven't seen you, just explain a little bit about your style and why we should be tuning in on the zone or being at the Hydra on the night.
Look, man, I just go in there and how I feel is how I fight. So sometimes I'll put it on people, sometimes I'll sit in the back foot, but I think I've got a fan-friendly style, so be good to tune in.
Yep, we will be. Can't wait to see your development, Drew. Very excited about it. As I mentioned, Dylan and Nico not here, but they'll be fighting for the unbeaten British Super Bantamweight Championship on April the 17th. There's another Lonsdale belt on the line. I think I had a Commonwealth title as well, so a double treat. Fantastic looking match between Royston Barney-Smith and Conor McIntosh. I'll start with Conor because Royston missed our flight earlier today, so I didn't have a chance to catch up with him on the plane, but he's made it here. You came up from Wales very early. We had a conversation, and you are so excited to be here, which is just such a joy to hear.
Yeah, I'm super excited to be here. I'm heavily caffeinated right now because I haven't had much sleep, but made the early morning journey over here. And yeah, just a pleasure to be here. It's my first time in Scotland as well, so yeah, really lapping it up and really ready to go now.
You're the Celtic champion. You've got a good record. You've boxed in decent company, and you've boxed on small halls. You've put a lot of work into this career of yours, haven't you? Just tell us a little bit more about the dedication.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, coming up the small hall shows, selling tickets, covering opponents and stuff like that, it's really tough. But I think slowly but surely I've never been deterred and just kept going, winning Welsh title, Celtic title, even boxed over in the Cayman Islands for a WBF World title as well. So I've always just said yes, whenever I get an opportunity, I jump onto it with both hands, and I'll be the same with this one.
Just like Royston, you're a southpaw, so the Portsiders go to battle on April the 17th. What do you think you have in your locker that he hasn't seen, because he's had such a sort of meteoric rise to this point and has looked so good? How are you going to stop him on the night?
Yeah, I mean, he's looked really good in a lot of his fights, but I don't think he's had a major test yet. I think his last proper fight was against Danny Quartermain. I thought he was going to do a lot better than that, to be honest with you. But yeah, I'm going to, put it on him and, box well, so.
I know you've got a daughter, a 5-year-old. I know you were going to be with her today. I think she's got some sort of performance thing back home. You can't be there, but it's fighting for her and for your future. I mean, this is a massive chance for you.
Yeah, definitely. She's in a massive poolie with me today because I was supposed to be watching her singing in the town centre. But so this obviously had to come first. I only found about it the day before yesterday, so we've made the trip and we're here, and I'll make it up to her when I get back.
And I know you've been here many hours, but you've enjoyed having a few photos, seeing your name up in lights, and I guess that means a lot to you.
Yeah, I mean, it just makes it all worthwhile. I've trained hard over the past few years. I mean, 4 years ago, I didn't think I'd ever walk into a boxing gym again, so to be here now, to fulfil my dream of fighting for a British title. It's been my dream since I was a kid, so yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Lovely story. We wish you well. Royston Barney-Smith, we have been very impressed with you so far. 15-0, 7 knockouts. Most recently, that performance that was being alluded to, the Danny Quartermain fight. Do you feel that everything's going at the right pace for you? You've got a couple of belts, and this is now a chance for a Lonsdale belt, a Commonwealth title. We're getting serious now.
Yeah, for sure. Everything's slotting into place the way I'd like it to go, and it has been going. I can't wait to get in there on that April the 17th and get the job done, because I don't really like the way he's talking at the minute, and he's saying that my performances are mediocre and stuff like that. Well, you'll have to find out, wouldn't you?
You feel there's a little bit of lack of respect there?
No, I was on about the Danny Quartermain's performance. I thought he was going to take it to you a bit more. Like I said, you've looked good in all your last fights. Well, Danny Quartermain didn't put up much of a fight.
No, for sure. I always try my best in all my performances, and train as hard as I physically can. And every time I step in them rings, I'm always 110% ready to go.
From the South Coast, of course, Ryan, Garner, land all happening down there. You train with Ben Davison. I know you commit to going up there and staying with the guys. Great stable he's got. Fantastic, sort of all feeding off each other.
Yeah, for sure. I've been going up there for a long time now. I started with Ben since I'm 17, so a long time ago now, and it's all paying off. All the hard spars, all the hard camps, all the times being away from my family, and now I'm fighting for the British and Commonwealth title.
You always got your brother not too far away, but I think he's dealing with a little quad biking accident. But he's a character, isn't it, the two of you? And he's going to go pro too.
Yeah, for sure. He after he gets over his injury and that's all healed, he's looking to turn over with Queensberry as well, so that'll be good there.
How many more Arthurs and Barney-Smiths? It's fantastic. It's a conveyor belt. I mean, we've got so much to look forward to.
Yeah, for sure. But I can't wait to get in that Hydra on the 17th of April and put on a brilliant performance.
Yeah, do you know much about your opponent here, Conor, or do you just want to get in there and do what you do?
Me, I don't really know a lot about Conor. I've seen him spar once before. We both sparred Joe Cordina for preparation for one of his fights, and from what I've seen then, it needs to be stepped up a lot, definitely. But fair play to him. He's going to get in the ring with me, and we're going to have a good fight.
Finally, what's 2026 got in store? Hopefully winning the British and Commonwealth titles and really sort of knocking on the door for major things now. I mean, you say you've been with Ben for a long time, since you were 17. You're only 22, you're young, you've got all the time in the world, and it looks like all the talent too.
Well, I don't think I would like to sit around for too long. I would like to win the British and Commonwealth, European, and then push on for a big 2027 and hopefully fight for a world title.
Sugar Boy Roy, looking forward to seeing you in action. British and Commonwealth titles on the line. Wish you both well. Conor, fantastic to have you up from Wales as well today. Terrific to see these two. Sam Gilley, who has made the journey up, I think also got a little bit stuck, but made it here and has always got plenty to say. Great guy. Aston Brown, what a great story. And it's a fantastic matchup, this one. I mean, well done, Lee Eaton and the team at Queensberry. Really interested in this. Aston undefeated, knocking everyone out since returning to the sport. It's a fantastic tale of dedication and desire, and it's great to see him in his mid-30s, I think you said, and you look young still. Sam Gilley coming off the defeat to Ishmael Davis, which was close, didn't go your way, so much for you both to prove. Sam, first of all, welcome to Scotland. I know you've only taken this fight recently. Tell us about it.
First of all, I want to apologise on behalf of EasyJet for the 4-hour delay today. But yeah, no, I'm buzzing to be here. Like a few of the lads have mentioned, Scotland's rich in boxing history, so to get a chance to fight here is great. And it's a step up to middleweight. It's an exciting contest, and everyone knows I'm always in good fights. So the second I got offered this, I think it was on a Monday. Spencer Brown, thank you for this opportunity, by the way, Spencer Brown, rang me on the Monday and was like, "Do you want to fight in Scotland at 160 for a WBA?" I went, "Yeah." I didn't even ask who, and then he told me the opponent, and I was just like, "Yeah, let's go." I didn't think I'd get stuck for 4 hours, but yeah, let's go.
I think you actually met Aston for the first time in the bathroom just a few minutes ago, which has got quite old.
Yeah, we did. It ain't as weird as it seems, but yeah. No, he's a good lad. I like him.
So now you know who he is, but you haven't seen much of him?
There's not a lot on him, to be fair. I've had a Google. I've tried to have a little stalk, but there's literally nothing on him. So I've watched him knock a couple of people out. He's looked good doing that, but it's a step up for him. Obviously, I'm coming up a weight, but everyone knows how tough and how durable I am. So it's going to be a great fight.
And we talked earlier about how boxing works in mysterious ways. What an amateur he was, but he's taken to professional boxing later, whereas you've had the experience as a pro.
Yeah, we were saying, like, obviously, as an amateur, well, to be generous, I was crap as an amateur, but I stuck at it, and I've gained experience as a pro, and I've managed to work my way through. Obviously, Aston was a standout amateur, a really, really good fighter, and it's taken him a bit longer to get through as a pro, but he's got his chance now, and it's my opportunity to bounce back after a decision against Dish, which I didn't agree with, but we ain't going to moan about that. But yeah, so we've taken two different routes, but we're here now, and we're going to clash for the WBA International title.
It was a great fight with Ismail Davis. It was at your beloved Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Do I dare ask you about the football?
Nah, please don't. I've actually started watching netball now, to be fair, because it's pointless me watching footy at the minute. But yeah, I mean, listen, in a typical Tottenham fashion, I lost at home. So yeah.
But that experience, finally, Sam, do you think that who you've been in with will be the difference on the night? Because it's an exciting matchup for us.
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting for me as well. I said this when I was fighting Ish. I don't want to be in fights that are like one-sided and easy. I want to go through pain. I want to go through wars. I want to entertain the fans. I want to earn me money. So, and I'm always in them sort of fights. So regardless whether it's at Tottenham, whether it's at Scotland, like, I'm going to be in there and I'm going to be bombing away. And it's going to be entertaining for everyone.
Yeah, we want you bombing away. That's exactly right. Entertainment is what we seem to always get with you, Aston Brown. You can't stop knocking people out. Wonderful having you in the sport. Really great story. How are you feeling these days? I bet you're just, A, excited to be boxing, and B, just loving life, winning and building the fan base again.
Yes, Adam. And thank you. It's good to see you also, mate. It's been a long time, but I'm excited. I'm excited for this fight. Again, as Sam said, as soon as you get mentioned to me, it was just yes. You know what I mean? Because I know the styles will gel, and we can have an all-out war, or it can be a boxing match. Sam's a great fighter. He's boxed at a higher level as a professional. I've probably done higher levels as an amateur, so we'll see, you know what I mean? But I'm excited, mate. I'm buzzing. I'm loving life. It's good to be back. I was actually saying that to my people there when I came back a couple of years ago. I boxed in a small hall show around the corner. Now I'm co-main event in the Hydro. You know what I mean? So it just shows you life works in mysterious ways, mate. I'm back. I'm back doing what I love, and I'm excited. I just love life every single day, mate, and I'm grateful.
And it's not just mysterious ways, it's perseverance and it's dedication and it's recalibration of life, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%, mate, you know what I mean? Somebody asked me the other day who I look up to, mate. I look up to myself because it was me who got myself out of that horrible, dark place I was in and back doing what I love. You know what I mean? Changed my life around again, so... And I'm grateful for the opportunities, and I'm grateful to Queensberry. You know what I mean? I'm grateful for the people around about me. But, and this is my time now. As I said in the last press conference, I'm not here to take part. I'm here to take over, and I believe I'll do that in the middleweight division. Two great talkers, these two, great fighters too. I'll finish on this, that obviously Sam has the experience. You're at the weight, he's moving up. What do you have that he doesn't possess, do you think, on April the 17th? Is it the power? Is it the belief? What is it that makes you feel that you're going to take over? I just believe Sam's a great fighter. I'm actually a fan, you know what I mean? Because before this fight was even made, I'd watched this fight and I'd heard a wee bit about his own story, you know what I mean? Followed on Instagram, he followed me. So it's one of the ones, mate. But I just believe I'm better in every department, and I'll show that on April 17th. I'll be more powerful, stronger, I'll punch harder, and my boxing ability will be the main outcome on the night. I really like the way the both of you are talking, the respect and also the
the confidence and the ambition you've both got in your careers. Fantastic to see you both take the fight. Well done, Aston and Sam. There is respect, Nathaniel, with Cristobal. There's respect in the ring. You've been 12 rounds. There seems to be a little bit of bite, though, which is healthy too. Let's just return to this. Did you feel you learnt a lesson last time? Did you feel that that performance is not good enough for a Nathaniel Collins who wants to become a world champion?
Yeah, definitely. First off, yeah, there is respect now, and when we first fought, there maybe wasn't that respect there, and I truly thought I was just going to go in and knock him out, and I didn't know much about him, so he has earned my respect now. With that being said, you said about me learning a lesson. He never taught me that lesson. I've taught myself that lesson, and getting wrapped up in the crowd and wrapped up in what everybody here wants is to be the headliner, to be the guy on the show, that my name's up there. You know, Queensberry have brought this to the Hydro for me to push on to world titles, so I let myself get wrapped up in that, and I won't let myself get wrapped up in that again. At the end of the day, the thing that matters is wins.
That's a really honest assessment. That's a really interesting way of looking at it, that you just feel maybe that whether it's the fame got to you or the name in lights or the headliner, that actually it maybe went to you too much and that you forgot the basics.
Yeah, that's, you know, they build that last show as the next King of Scotland. This is all on you. You're here to save the day. And I believed that. I genuinely did, and I still believe it. I will be the next King of Scotland, but what happened then that's different now is I let myself, you know, get carried away with that and forgot you're an elite boxer. You are very, very talented and you are very, very skilled. And that got chucked out the window to be, I'm the saviour of Scotland, let's go to all-out war and show them what we're made of here. He said something before you moved on to everybody else about his heart being bigger than mine. I don't think he believes that. I don't know how you can believe that. We were both standing at the end, flinging to the final bell. So, you know what? I'm ready to go and put on a masterclass this time.
I'll give Cristobal the right to reply in a second. I just want to stay on you for one moment because we know the story of Aston. We know the stories that we're hearing up here of resilience, of how boxing is great for you guys. You know, you had a very serious illness a couple of years ago. It's sort of a miracle you're even here. And I think people get carried away. Nathaniel Collins is the next big thing. I mean, for you, it just must be great fight to fight that you're doing what you love, having come through that ordeal.
Yeah, it's crazy. I was speaking the other day. I was in the barbers. I was speaking to the barber. He says, your name's got a lot of meaning behind it. You know, my name translates to gift from God. And that is what it is. And I'm very lucky because, you know, a lot of people know my story about when I was born. I've came through that, came through this recent illness, pushed on and pushed on and pushed on. So in my head and in my heart, I truly believe I'm meant to be here. Whatever that reason is, like, I'm meant to be here doing this, and this is my destiny, and it's all mapped out. So this is just another tick on the road.
Thank you. And for someone who's been through illness, I'm so pleased to see you, Nathaniel, doing what you love. Cristobal Lorente, I want to go back to that heart thing. You said he hasn't got a bigger heart than you have. Well, Nathaniel's just said absolutely not. Look at us at the end of the last fight. Do you truly believe that, or is that just saying things for the attention?
No, creo que hemos hecho nuestro trabajo por Europa, hemos ido país por país conquistando las coronas y ha llegado la batalla final, ha llegado la antesala para este campeonato del mundo.
No, really, I believe in that. I travel around the countries and I conquer these countries with my European title, and that is the final battle for the really crown.
No, I know that the European title was won away from home. He has travelled. What does he do differently this time? We've heard what Nathaniel's going to attempt and technically box his way home. What's Cristobal's game plan? What does he think is going to happen on the night?
Bueno, como he dicho anteriormente, ahora nos conocemos, sabemos de qué somos capaces cada uno. Demostré, como he dicho anteriormente, tener más corazón que él, sacrificarme mucho más. Y yo creo que esto va a ser la continuación de la anterior pelea. La anterior pelea se me escapó por un asalto, ahora tengo 12 para demostrar que quiero ser campeón.
Basically, is the continuation of the other fight. We have 12 rounds in front to continue my work. Now I know him and they know me, and that's an amazing fight for all the fans and show the skills to be in the first level soon.
It is an amazing fight for the fans. I'll finish on this for you, Cristobal. What happens on Friday, April the 17th? Do you become the man in line to fight for a world title? Maybe he's being overlooked a little bit. It's in Scotland again. Nathaniel's the one that's unbeaten and is seen as the sort of new star. Is this Cristobal's opportunity to get it right and to perform on the night?
Bueno, tenemos las correcciones en la esquina necesarias para ganar esta pelea. Ya lo dije, mi mayor secreto es tener a Rafa Martín en la esquina, a mi entrenador, y básicamente haciéndole caso y poniendo todo el trabajo en el gimnasio vamos a conseguir esa victoria.
Basically, I have one of the best coaches in the world, Rafa Martin, and I try to do my best and make the things if he says the night of the fight to be the winner of this night.
Thank you very much, Cristobal. I'll leave the last few words for you, Nathaniel. How important is April the 17th to you and your family, to Scottish boxing, and what happens?
Yeah, it's massive. We need them nights back. The Ricky Burns, the Scott Harrisons. I keep saying Ricky because he was my time, and their nights were amazing. And we need them back. Scotland needs them back. It's important to my family. It's important to all of us. You know, my baby's due fight week, if not a couple of days after fight week. So I've got everything to fight for. Truly. He's not going to know what happened, genuinely. This guy's not good enough. The best opportunity he had was last time when I lost my head. And the fact that I've realised that now, and, you know, we're coming up with a game plan, and Joe's came up with a game plan, is he's in a lot of trouble.
Is it a W at all costs, or is it the manner of victory?
W at all costs. It's always a W at all costs.
And finally, the atmosphere on the night, these Scottish prospects, the titles on the line. You talk about Ricky Burns, wonderful three-weight champion, brilliant story. Josh Taylor recently retired. Scottish boxing's alive and well and thriving, and it's going to be some night, isn't it?
It's unbelievable. The guys up here, I think genuinely this card's potentially been a wee bit overlooked because the talent at this table is like through the roof. It's proper fights for proper boxing fans. It's not just, you know, this guy's this guy or that guy's that name. This is like proper fights. You really need to buy a ticket and come because you don't want to miss out on this.
Proper fights. I'm proper excited. I hope you all are as well. A wonderful set of fighters ready to go into battle on Friday, April the 17th. We had a great night in Derby last week. It's Dublin with Queensberry next week. Moses Atama a couple of weeks after that. Chisora Wilder. It's all happening. But Friday the 17th, it's back to Scotland. It's a huge show. The score to settle. Tickets available on Ticketmaster or watch it on the home of Global Boxing live on DAZN. You don't want to miss this. The rematch we've been waiting 6 months to see. The guys will do some face-offs, some photos in front of the podium, and I'm sure we'll be around to chat afterwards. They're a very friendly lot until they get in the ring, and then they're going to give us plenty of fire. Thank you very much. Enjoy the show. We'll see you on Fight Week.
Sorry guys, if you just wait over there for a second, I'm going to call you out to face-offs. Okay. Yeah, thank you.
So there we go, Adam. Nathaniel Collins said it. Proper boxing for proper boxing fans.
They talk well, didn't they? All of them up there.
They really do, and there's a lot of respect up there. Even though there's a lot of ambition up there, there's a lot of respect.
There is a great amount of respect. British titles on the line. A fantastic fight between Brown and Gilley, and you can see the differences in the way that they've come through this boxing business. There's star amateurs, Reece Lynch. I love the style of Limond and Arthur. There's just so much to enjoy in this show, but the main event is, for me, what it's really all about. It's the rematch we had to see after that draw 6 months ago, and it's one that both of them are obviously very, very confident of winning.
Exactly, and something I'm loving to see is the refocus of Nathaniel Collins. He said it there, you know, that first show, it was all about who's going to be the next guy in Scotland, who is that going to be, and he well and truly thought, I'm going to come out here and I'm going to make a statement, and ultimately he did let the pressure get to him. I think we're going to see something a little bit more sharp, a little bit more, how can I say, he's going to take his time.
That's great, isn't it, to see the shapes and sizes of the future of Scottish boxing. Reece Lynch, wonderful Commonwealth Games gold medalist. I think that Alex Arthur on the far side, Drew Limond, Marcus, I think, had 50-odd fights as an amateur. He's a swashbuckling, sort of aggressive 10-0. Really good. And I think they need Nathaniel to come through this so that they can develop and build their fan bases.
Yeah, there's always that flag bearer, should we say, and Nathaniel definitely, I think, has the ability to do it. Someone earlier compared Marcus to a Scottish Nick Ball, and I think that's a pretty good comparison.
Yeah, he is. He's very similar, and I'd like to see Nick Ball share the ring with Nathaniel Collins at some point. A wonderful clash of styles there. Nick, who was unlucky, really, wasn't he, against Brandon Figueroa, just got found out in the last round, but he will be back, Nick Ball, wonderful former world champion, and this is a cracking matchup. I really like Royston Barney-Smith. I think he's a very, very talented young man. I was incredibly impressed with the way he dealt with Danny Quartermain, who I know well, and you know, Danny came into that full of confidence, and Royston took the play away very quickly. I think he feels he's a level above Conor McIntosh, but Conor has nothing to lose here. He's a very, very dedicated young man. He's been boxing since he was 10, and this is his opportunity.
It's a huge opportunity for him, but if you listen to the likes of someone like Ben Davison, who I would say we should listen to, he's got very, very high praise for Barney-Smith, so I'm excited to see that one play out.
Yeah, Royston Barney-Smith, one for the future, possibly a future world champion. We wait and see, a long way to go. This one, wow, what a great story. Brown and Gilley. On your left, Sam Gilley, so on your right in the grey tracksuit from Tottenham. Of course, coming off that lost to Ishmael Davis. He's moving up in weight, which is the thing that's going against him here, and he's coming off a defeat. A lot of laughs. They're actually washing hands in the men's bathroom. Well, that's how they met for the first time, and look, they like each other. They're both nice guys, but when they get in there, it's serious, and you've heard Aston, he's here to take over.
You know, I think this fight might fly under the radar a little bit, which is a shame because it's going to be an absolute cracker of a fight. I did not see it coming, but these two are really going to put it on the line because they know if they take a loss here, it is a huge setback.
It is. Great co-main event, fantastic card, wonderful night of boxing, and this is what it's all about. Cristobal Lorente, very good, honest, decent professional. Christian Kirky, his team promoter, said beforehand last time that he'd be a real handful for Nathaniel Collins. They felt they won it and they were robbed. Collins felt, as we heard in the interview, that he got it. So we've got to have a rematch.
We have to, after watching that fight, it was an incredible fight. We had to see that rematch. Everyone come out a little bit unsatisfied because we wanted one of them to win. And I really think, like I said, we're going to see a different Nathaniel Collins this time round. The featherweight landscape has changed since their last fight. Obviously, Nick Ball is no longer world champion, and we've got Bruce Shoo Carrington as the WBC champion, which this is an eliminator for.
I think Shoo's a very, very good fighter, and I think will be a major test for whoever wins this one. But look, first things first, this is a final eliminator. It's a really important battle. I love the intensity of the stare down there, questioning each other's heart a little bit. Maybe just one or two mind games. Of course, the language barrier too, but there is respect. That's good to see. I think we're going to have another hard 12-round fight, and both of them have never tasted defeat.
They haven't, and they're not going to want to taste it. They're both elite fighters, and they're both dying to get to that world level. They're both dying to get into the fight where they can win a world title. And I'm excited about it. I don't know about you, Adam.
Very excited. Can't wait. It's been a wonderful time coming up here. I think everybody's taken their time with problems in the air earlier, but people made it. Few coffees, and they got caffeinated up, and they gave us a great press conference. So really good to see. I think it's going to be a lovely fight week and a wonderful night.
It's going to be phenomenal. Adam, I will let you go. Team, that is us. Friday the 17th of April, the Hydro Arena. Tickets are now on sale on ticketmaster.co.uk, and it will be all live on The Zone.